apartments in Ocala. A judge has ordered a psychiatric evaluation for the child. A competency hearing is scheduled for next Friday, and his trial is expected to begin in March. A 14-year-old student is facing charges for threatening a local middle and high school. Marion County deputies say they got reports of a mass shooting threat that named Bellevue Middle and Bellevue High School on social media. Because of the threats, hundreds of students were absent from both schools yesterday. Airport officials say President Trump is planning a Daytona Beach visit during the Daytona 500 this weekend. The FAA has issued flight restrictions for area airports for the president's trip. Remember, you can get breaking news on clickorlando.com and the News 6 app.
WDYC, Altamont Springs. WYGC, High Springs. A JVC broadcasting station. AM 105.5 FM, Florida Man Radio. The views and opinions on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting, management, or its sponsors. You have Power Radio with attorney Justin Clark on Florida Man Radio.
Do you swear to tell the truth?
Welcome to Wednesday here at You Have Power Radio. I will be your host, Justin Clark, protecting you, the consumer, from the evils of corporate America. It's up against celebrities. I have some celebrity credit score information. You're going to be really shocked when you hear the credit scores of some of these celebs out there. Housekeeping before we begin, I'll be taking your call. 3-2 Florida Man Radio shows for you as well every weekend. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. over on our news partner, News 6. It is You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. And then Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on TV 27, it is Behind the Law. Great show for you this evening. But first, the team to my right. It is your Orlando radio legend, Mick Dolan. Mick, how are you, sir?
God, I'm great.
To his right, making sure we are digitally available to you, the Kenny.
Yeah. Long distance.
Pushing the buttons, making sure we're on the radio, my good friend EC. Greetings.
What's up?
And to my left, our very special guest, return visitor, Mark Anderson. Mark, welcome.
How are you doing?
Traffic?
Oh, it's crazy out there.
Normally, Mick rolls in right before showtime. Today it was Mark Anderson who got here right before the showtime.
Come on. We're here, right?
Interact with me at 321-339-1055.
And now it's time for the opening statement. This should be interesting.
Let me be super clear. I am not the one who hacked these celebrities, but the information I'm going to give you was from a Russian hack of many celebrities here in the United States, and it had all of their credit information. So essentially, they downloaded the credit reports of all sorts of celebrities, and you're going to be a little bit surprised at some of these things that are on some of these celebrity credit reports, and kind of you're going to be a little surprised at maybe some of these credit scores. And Mark Anderson is here, Trade Guardian. He helps you fix your credit to where you can buy a house. So I'm interested to see what you think about some of these line items that some of these celebrities have on their credit. First of all, let's start with Jay-Z, right? Isn't he a billionaire at this point, I think? Sure. Jay-Z's a billionaire, yet he carries American Express card balance of $227,000. Which, okay, well, maybe they just, ran the credit at that time of the month when they hadn't paid it off yet or whatever. Right. You would think someone with $1 billion probably would pay that off every month, right? You would think, but I guess not. Cool. But here's what's more surprising about Jay-Z's credit report. He has an unpaid cable bill of $892 that has been turned over to a collection company.
Damn.
Now, Mark Anderson, we've all gotten pissed at Spectrum, DirecTV,
Dish TV.
We moved, maybe not even pissed, maybe we just got lazy and we moved. And when you're done with the move, there's always some lingering little items that you're like, I'm just so sick of this move, I'm going to leave this crap here.
Right.
Well, one of those items sometimes is the old cable box. You're like, you know what? I bet they're not going to bill me for that. Next thing you know, you're getting a letter that you owe Spectrum $600 because you were too lazy to return the damn cable box because you're sick of moving.
For sure.
Now, can something like that have a negative impact on my credit, or in this case, Jay-Z's credit?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
What
His
kind
ego, I guess, was a little too big and said, you know what, I'm not returning those DVR boxes.
You would think his assistant's assistant would have returned it.
I will tell you, it 100% does, because I've had that issue before.
Absolutely.
I've definitely done that as well.
It
I
comes
just
down
sort
to
of
the
rolled the dice. I was like, it can't be that bad. But
Yeah, I think I left a router one time, or modem, and I didn't even know I had done it. And then about 4 months later, I got a nice letter from old Bright House before they were Spectrum, and they're like, hey, you owe us $350 for that.
because what do you do? I mean, you have to
So you just left it there.
Yeah, it probably got in the move. It just was sitting there in the
So
corner.
somebody
One of those
got you
where
$300.
Well, here's what. Let's not lie to each other. What we do is we leave it there because we're sick of moving. It's really the small stuff when you're moving that's the biggest pain in the ass. And you're sick of moving, and you in your head, here's what you think. They're going to call me and say I didn't return the cable box. I'm going to say, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did, right? That's what happened. What kind of an impact on a credit score, Mark Anderson, can something like that have on my credit?
Sure. So you will then have a collection account, which is going to show a derogatory remark. Depending on which company you're using, they're going to file it on 1, 2, or all 3 credit bureaus. So not only are you going to be ineligible to open up another utility account with that provider, but you'll also start having the negative effects of a collection account reporting monthly.
Now, before we get too much further here, because I've got a lot of celebrity stuff to get to, but what is, because we get all of these different websites that we can go to. We got all these apps we can go to. No one knows what the accurate credit score really is. Do you have a website?
Yes.
For Trade Guardian or for whatever, a
Sure.
website that you trust that I can go to right now?
Sure.
And check my credit and get an accurate reflection of what my credit really is.
Sure, absolutely. If you go to a creditreport.support, you can go there, pull your 3 credit reports. We'll have a notification if you'd want. We give you a free credit assessment, send that right over to you. There is no obligation. But you'll get all 3 credit bureau reports. It'll show public records. It'll have everything on there.
All right.
Credit report.
Creditreport.support.
Support.
Now, if I do want you to work on my credit because I'm looking at buying a house or I want to get a new car, my credit is not working out well, what's a phone number I can use to call you and see what you can really do for me?
Sure, it's going to be 407-807-0715.
So Jay-Z and Beyonce on their credit reports, because they
Are they joint?
They hacked both of their credit reports.
So each one.
They have a $52.8 million mortgage.
Wow.
On their in addition to the $892 for Spectrum, they also have $52.8 million mortgage. Does anyone want to take a stab? Because on your credit report, it'll show you what the monthly payment is. Yeah. So it shows you what their monthly payment is on the $52 million mortgage. You want to take a stab at what it is per month? Anyone?
$28,000.
$55,000.
EC?
$34,000.
$149,000 per month.
Closest to the
If we add them all together,
is the monthly payment on Jay-Z and Beyonce's.
And that's just the first house.
Mortgage. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
That's
our
not the
main
one in
house.
Is that the one in New York? That's not even the one.
Exactly. 321-339-1055. We do have some tickets to give away. Brianna, please text me and let me know what tickets we have to give away since you're not here today.
That would be nice.
Here's the way I'm going to give them away tonight. You can either call me at 321-339-1055 and you tell me what your credit score is. Kenny did it. We all did it last time, I think, right?
Yeah.
I even downloaded my credit score. You got to call me and you have to be honest with me and tell me what your credit score is and where you found that score. Or you pull up your score on one of your apps or you go to
creditreport.support
and you text a picture of your score to 321-339-1055. And we're going to give you some tickets. Now, I'm going to tell you what the tickets are going to be in just a minute because I don't know yet.
Good.
All right? I don't know yet. By the way, I do have a special thank you for someone today.
Oh.
The Kenny.
Yo.
And
Kenny
EC and I want to thank you for something.
What's that?
We rolled in today. And anyone who works at a radio station, especially when you do the evening show, you always get the shaft on the luncheons. Always. We always get the ass in the stuff, if anything at all. And I said, it never fails. So Thursday night, we have this awesome event, right? Bike night with Shannon Burke, Porky's Original Barbecue at Apopka this Thursday, 7 to 9. Yep. $2 beers, best barbecue in town. Porky's was nice enough to bring barbecue into the station today. Mm-hmm. I knew about it, too, because I heard Shannon talking about it.
And it was good.
And it was excellent. I walk in the conference room, it's all spread out. But you know what's spread out? Empty trays. Just nothing but emptiness.
We had a feast.
Kenny.
We did. It was Thanksgiving.
The Kenny rolls in and says, "Don't worry, I got you, bro." And he comes in with like a stash of barbecue.
Hey.
And gives it to me and Eric.
Both beef and pork.
Yeah.
And don't forget about that banana pudding, too.
And the banana pudding. Now, one of two things happened here. And I don't know which one it was. Don't care. He either had a stash to take home with him, and then when he saw me, he thought, I'm going to share.
Sharing is caring.
Or he really thought of us earlier.
I think he really
and got
thought
us
of
a
you.
stash.
He's that
Y'all
kind of
did
guy.
cross my mind during the day, but I was like, they'll probably eat out. But then when I had that tray, my own little tray of meat to take home, and you guys came in, I was like, nah, they got to try this. This is good stuff.
Hey, thank you, buddy.
He's used to lobster, though.
And I saw those tears in his eye when he set that banana pudding down. And I was like, nah, not tonight. And then immediately it was back into a little baggie and put away.
And Shannon Burke was like, is that pudding? I thought you were coming for it.
All right, Mark Anderson is here. He is with Trade Guardian. He's here to really tell you how to fix your credit. And by the way, if you want him to do it for you, it's not expensive. I mean, we're sending him all of our bankruptcy clients now who are coming out of bankruptcy, who want to help their credit. They want to go buy a house. All of those clients are going directly to him, and they're telling me he's doing a great job, and it's not that expensive. I mean, it's worth every single penny. All right, Lady Gaga. You ready for Lady Gaga?
Oh, this will be good.
Actually, you wouldn't recognize it as Lady Gaga because her name is Stephanie Germanotta. Is that how I say it?
Close enough.
Her credit score is a shocking 797, which is fantastic,
Yeah,
right?
for sure, absolutely.
I mean, isn't 850 the highest you
Highest
can go?
you can have, yep.
So she's at 797, but under this hack, it already it shows her home address, social security number.
Really?
All sorts of different things about her financial information was through this hack. But
You got a phone number?
yeah, right. She blocked you already, pal. She thought you might be calling.
Yep.
All right, Kim Kardashian. You know her. She has a $5.85 million mortgage on her house, but a score, according to this hack, of only 643.
I could see that.
Which isn't great, is it?
No.
I mean, where should I really be? Where should my score be to really get the best rates on things?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you would be in the mid sevens is what you consider to be good in great credit is when you're like 740 and above.
And the highest is 850?
Correct.
All right. So she also has a mortgage. We can guess how much the mortgage payment is as well because it's all on her credit report.
What's the total of
She owes $5.85 million on this mortgage, equaling a mortgage payment of, gentlemen,
$24,000.
19.
32.
$26,679 per month.
Woo,
Now,
some
this
tickets.
is, I believe, just principal and interest, not taxes and insurance. She got a great rate of 3.62% APR, 3.62% APR with Union Bank.
I'm guessing she's got a lot of credit cards.
Yeah, I don't have her credit card
Did
information.
this information come out from like the?
It was a
Equifax?
Russian hack. No, I don't think it was the Equifax one.
Yeah,
this was something
that was
different.
A Chinese, but okay.
Paris Hilton.
No kidding.
Does she still exist?
Yes, she's still
Yes,
there.
she does.
Because I forgot about her.
Yeah, she hasn't been in the limelight too often.
Who do you think was better looking, her or Nikki?
Ooh, during those days of the
Yeah.
simple
Yeah.
life, I like Nikki better.
Yeah, me too.
because she's a little thick.
Dark
Who's
hair.
Nikki? I got
Yeah,
let me
see,
Google
I-
her. It's time to Google her.
Go ride your
Dark
scooter,
hair.
buddy. You're too young for this conversation.
Yeah, just get out of my way.
Paris Hilton was kind of the first influencer, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. I mean, and then she taught Kardashian everything she knows, right? So anyway, so Kenny,
Yeah,
because you're a
make
little
a tape. That's
you're a
the
little
one.
young of this. So the first real celebrity show was that, what was the Paris Hilton show?
The Simple Life.
The Simple Life. Yeah. That was the very first
The
one that
Simple
created
Life.
all this, I
Great
think.
one.
There you go. He's got her pulled up already. Is that her sister, though?
I put Nikki. I put Paris Hilton and Nikki.
Huh. Yeah. I think I liked Nikki back in the day better as well. But it
She
doesn't
had a
matter.
little more meat on her bones, I think.
Paris Hilton has a credit score, according to this report, of 742, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Not terrible. She also has a paid-off Sallie Mae student loan, a $100,000 limit Bank of America credit card that's mostly paid off, a satisfied judgment in Albany, and she also had a Toyota auto loan that is now paid off from many years ago.
The Corolla.
She Ubers now.
I guess so. Yeah. So what do student loans do? Because I think a lot of people believe that if you have a student loan, I was bettering myself. There's no way they're going to punish me for not paying my student loan because I was doing something good for myself. Student loans can really affect your credit, can they not, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, they absolutely can.
How badly? I mean, is it like not paying a mortgage or a credit card, essentially?
Well, if you're not paying your student loans, I see it dramatically hurt people's credit because there's a lot of deferment programs. So you're looking at these student loans that sometimes you can, depending on your income, you can have these things deferred 4, 5, 6 months, a year deferment. So when you start noticing that you're going 30, 60, 90-day lates on something that you can defer, that does not look good on your credit. I see people's credits pummeled because of that.
So government-backed student loans rather than private, what's the difference? Is there any credit difference?
Well, they're going to usually have different interest rates. One you're going to be able to sometimes get through in bankruptcies. One you can't. The government student loans are there for good.
Do the private companies come after you quicker than the government?
I can't.
Not
tell you
really.
necessarily, and who's going to come over? It depends on balances, who you are, and what the
big difference I see is the government ones can just garnish your wages and your tax returns like that, whereas the private ones have to sue you.
Correct.
That's one of the biggest differences that we see.
That's a check mark against.
Yeah.
We also have Oprah Winfrey, one of the wealthiest women in the United States, at least. She also was hacked. She has an Amex account with a $40,000 balance. And $90,000 of debt on 3 Bank of America credit cards.
Wow.
So she's got some debt out there, too. I would think you have that much money, you just pay them off. I don't know.
Well, maybe they caught him during the month.
Yeah, could be. Who knows?
How old is the debt? That's
yeah. Angelina Jolie. Haven't heard from her much either lately. Have you?
No.
I mean, has she done anything lately?
No.
Angelina.
Brad's still together? Are they still together?
I can't keep up, but I'm pretty sure no.
Yeah, I think they've been divorced for a little while now.
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
I think they just had too many kids.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
I mean, they just went overboard.
And they adopted half of a continent.
She has a $30,000 Citi credit card that is now paid off, according to this credit report. So all of these famous people doesn't have it. Some of them, it doesn't have their score whatsoever. They also had Ashton Kutcher, FBI Director Robert Mueller, Mel Gibson, Britney Spears, Hulk Hogan, Sarah Palin. All sorts of people got hacked in this deal, which makes you wonder. I mean, how safe is our information really out there? And Mark Anderson's here with Trade Guardian. Mark, I mean, we had this big Experian thing the other day. What was that? Do you know what happened in that? Because I know there's a huge lawsuit.
Well, you know what's interesting is there's data breaches that go endlessly when it comes down to the timeshares. They, for example, they had the Equifax one that happened a little while ago. That was the Chinese. There's a big, I guess the Chinese National Army or whatever. Their division of it hacked and released over 100 million.
4 expert hackers.
Yeah, 100 million people's information, driver's license numbers and things. And you could go on and make your claim to get your $125 depending on what it was. And so some people did. You were all yet to see any money come back from that. But the big thing is you have to be vigilant on your credit. Some people get credit monitoring service not just to do credit repair, but to actually watch a per transaction monitoring, because at the end of the day, you are at risk. Anytime you swipe your card, apply for anything, then you are giving out your information. You are at risk for it being taken.
I think one of the most important things that you need to know, and I know I've been harping on this, but it's important. You can't always trust all of these new apps that you see or this Credit Karma. I mean, sometimes it might be accurate, but a lot of times it is absolutely not accurate, and you need to find a trustworthy website that you can go to, which is why I like Mark to come in, because his website is one I know is an accurate score, and it's really a good starting place for you to figure out how to get your credit to where you're going to qualify for that mortgage, for that car, for whatever you need. You want good credit. You need good credit. Mark, what is that website? One more time.
It is creditreport.support.
All right, so now I tracked down 4 people here who have perfect credit scores. Okay. And I have their stories on how they got perfect credit.
That's 850?
$850. So, Mark, you let me know what some of these tips mean to you, if they're good tips or bad tips or worthless tips. So, I got this guy here. His name's Dominique Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique is a 32-year-old man in Alexandria, Virginia. His credit score is 850.
Okay.
Now,
That's as high as you can get.
yeah, that's as high as it goes.
He's going to need some restoration.
Yeah, he's probably not hiring you anytime soon. Dominique has 25 revolving credit accounts on his report. Now, is that a lot or what?
That would be a lot of revolving.
Seems like a lot, right? What does revolving mean exactly? I always forget.
It means that it's going to be continually updating every single month, and it's in a revolving amount. You know what I mean? It's going to say cycle through every month instead of exactly.
So he probably pays them off, right?
Exactly.
Well,
Pays, it can come back on. You know, it's yes.
So he has 25 revolving accounts and 14 installment loans. What's an installment loan?
Installment loan would be like your mortgage and things like that, your credit, your car loan and things like that.
Overall, the average age of his accounts are 15 years, and his philosophy is he never goes over 20% utilization in any billing period. But it actually, when they reviewed his report, it actually showed a 2% utilization.
2%.
That's very good.
Yeah. Wait, where should I really strive for my utilization to be?
You want to be below 20%
Below 20.
for sure.
That's
about
probably my
40%?
problem.
40% is not good.
Does it show what he does for a living?
No.
Yeah, really.
Right?
How's that
Sign me
guy?
up.
He said he's like really like one of these plan budget, like every night he comes home is like looking at his bank account kind of
It
guys.
sounds like a guy who works in finance already because he's using a lot of tricks that are to repair your credit. So it seems to be that sounds to me like he probably works in finance already, or at least knows somebody to do that type of things over and over again.
He says, in my house, we plan every dime and budget every dime before the month even begins. He says, for every purchase we make, we put it on a credit card, but we pay off the full balance at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Is that good, or should I leave some balance on there?
I would, well, in your beginning of your building your credit, you're going to want to leave somewhat of a balance on there so it will post. You need it to post to roll over, so it shows that you're actually borrowing. So if it always posts to zero, then you're never going to start creeping up and building the credit that you need. If sometimes it feels as though it's like you're being extorted by the credit bureaus because you have to post somewhat of some interest. But like they said, if you're going to have a good credit score, you need to show that you're borrowing and paying.
They don't like an inactive account, do they?
Exactly.
When
If
you say that, how long does it take to post? So
it's
if
gonna-
I was to open a credit card now and start putting money on it, and then I month to month paid it off, you say that's wrong. How long does it take for it to post on the credit score, then start paying it?
Right. So what it's going to post onto your statement when it's posted onto your 30-day statement.
Okay.
So as you're ringing up your card, what you want to be stopping from is running your card, paying it at the end of the week. Run your card, pay at the end of the week. You want it to post up into that monthly cycle.
Okay, so you want it to the point where it actually, like my Capital One will send me and say, hey, here's your monthly bill for the month. So you want it to
Exactly.
get to that point. Okay.
Pay it down to leave a couple dollars on it, $15, $20. Let it roll into the next month, and then go.
So you
accordingly.
could actually pay it off and it wouldn't post. It would,
Correct.
because it was paid off.
Paid it off
quick.
too early.
I got a question here from a Facebook listener / watcher. Lisa Hoffman Kitchener asked, what's the lowest good score you should have in order to maintain access to loans, credit cards, etc.?
Sure. When I'm looking at people that are going to get funding for, I guess, decent loans, personal loans, you're looking at about 640. I know even for me to get funding for people, I'm looking at about 640 credit score where I can get good rates up to 50,000 and things like that.
This may sound weird to some, but to have an 850 credit score was not just a milestone for me. It was super important. Yeah, it does sound a little weird, Dominique, to be honest with you, but who wakes up with a goal of having 850? I get you want good credit, but that's kind of absurd, isn't it?
He's number one.
Dominique. But anyway, congratulations, Dominique. I hope they change the algorithms when you go down to a 700 tonight.
Oh, Justin, come on. That's not
I hope they
nice.
start calculating dorkiness into that algorithm, and boom.
Well, they
Now
got
all of a
a pic-
sudden you can't even get a mortgage,
They
pal.
got a picture of him?
All right, coming up just ahead, FICO. It's the score that we all trust has completely changed their algorithms lately.
Yes.
And now they're saying that 110 million of you are going to either go up or go down by about 20 points. Are you going to go up or down? Stick around. It's all just ahead. Justin Clark here on the Florida Man Radio Network.
You're listening to You Have Power Radio with attorney Justin Clark.
Wednesday's opening statement is brought to you by Sapphire Timeshare Cancellation. Sapphire is one of the leading timeshare exit companies in the nation. Their experienced agents will work with you to build a strategic plan to maximize your result for a swift cancellation. With award-winning customer service and 100% money-back guarantee, how could you go wrong? So check them out today at sapphiretimesharecancellation.com or give them a call at 407-362-7859. Again, that's 407-362-7859. Sapphire Timeshare Cancellation, because you deserve true financial freedom.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Actually, Seth, we have our very own imaging guy. What do you want to call your show?
It's called Seth the Sports Slut and Loose Lummy.
Welcome to the Loose Sports Show where Seth and Lummy.
Perfect.
One smell bad. One got great teeth.
One smells bad and one's got great teeth.
Bubba the Love Sponge, mornings 6 till 10 on Florida Man Radio.
Hey, it's Shannon Burke inviting you to join me for the first Florida Man Radio Bike Night tomorrow from 7 till 9 at Porky's Original Barbecue in downtown Apopka. Join me and fellow bikers as we enjoy a great evening at Porky's with $2 beers, the best barbecue in Central Florida. Check out some cool bikes and join me for a beer and barbecue, and you could win a Florida Man Radio prize, including the coveted Shannon Burke Show t-shirts. Make sure to come out for Florida Man Radio Bike Night tomorrow, 7 to 9 p.m. at Porky's on Main Street in downtown Apopka.
Get a taste of the French Quarter Saturday, February 15th at Wekiva Island for the Mardi Gras Crawfish Boil. Come out for an authentic New Orleans feast, great drink specials, and games. The Mardi Gras Crawfish Boil at Wekiva Island, Saturday, February 15th from 1 to 4. Go to wekivaisland.com for details.
Bellicoso Cigars and Cafe, a cigar bar like no other, is open in Mills 50 Orlando. A walk-in humidor with over 600 premium cigars, 2 full selection craft bars, indoor and outdoor seating, an amazing rooftop terrace, Cuban-style coffee, and food by Smoke and Donuts. Tomorrow, it's a special Diplomatico Rum and Mombacho Cigars event starting at 6 p.m. $45 gets you 6 free Mombacho cigars, a flight tasting of Diplomatico Rum, and cigar cutter. Tomorrow at Bellicoso on Mills.
There's a chance your local Geico agent has the same affinity for dad jokes as you.
What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know. Maybe an impasta.
Oh, so cheesy.
Did it grate on you?
Yeah, you really shredded me.
But there's a better chance your local Geico agent could help you out with auto, homeowners, renters, or condo insurance. Motorcycle, boat, or RV insurance, too. They'll work hard to provide sound advice and significant savings. You don't need to share a love for paternal puns to do that. Local Geico agents. Call or visit yours today.
Geico knows there are many reasons why you ride. From the camaraderie of the other bikers, a band of brothers, always there for you, rain or shine, to the amazing savings you get with Geico on your motorcycle insurance and accessories coverage all year round. But for Bucky Hornhill, it was one reason in particular.
It was my helmet hair. I was born with helmet hair. I've tried to cut it a bunch of times, even buzzing it, but it immediately just goes back to helmet hair.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
It's the President's Day sales event at Classic Honda and Holler Honda in Orlando, where every vehicle is clearly marked with our lowest, best price up front. And for a limited time through March 2nd only, lease a 2019 Honda CR-V LX two-wheel drive with automatic transmission for only $194 per month. Or lease a brand new 2020 Honda Accord Sport 1.5 Turbo Sedan with automatic transmission for only $199 per month. Lease either vehicle for 36 months, 12,000 miles per year, $19.99 down, tax tag title, and $7.99 dealer fee due at signing. With approved credit, see dealer for details. So hurry on over to Classic Honda at 4000 West Colonial Drive, minutes away from I-4 next to Mercy Drive, and Holler Honda on State Road 436 between Colonial and University Boulevard. Visit us at ClassicHonda.com or HollerHonda.com today. We price our cars, not our customers.
Holler Classic. So come on, come on, come on. Buy smart, be happy.
Inside Florida.
Anywhere I want.
Outside Florida.
I can't get enough.
There are so many ways to make sure you don't miss a minute of Florida Man Radio. Catch Bubba the Love Sponge.
You want to go to the Monster Jam show?
That'd be a yippee-yo for sure.
Couldn't have answered it any more dumb than that.
Well, I use your vernacular around the house. So now I have my 2-year-old daughter. She just out of nowhere, she'll say backdoor Willie.
It's probably the one thing you don't want your daughter saying.
Dangerous conversation until the Shannon Burke Show.
What on the earth are you talking about?
I'm following along fine.
We're talking about Pizza Rat, and then you went into knee braces, sleeping on a horse, and eating sausages.
Out there in like radio land, I'm killing it.
and You Have Power Radio with Justin Clark at 660 AM, 105.5 FM, online at floridamanradio.com, or anytime, anywhere with the Florida Man Radio app. Download it now in your Google Play or App Store.
Get it right now.
Florida Man is on the loose, unfiltered, unafraid. Florida Man Radio. Now, back to You Have Power Radio with attorney Justin Clark.
Do you know your FICO score? You might not, because they just changed everything yet again. Give us a call. Text message 321-339-1055. The new FICO credit scores will affect millions of you. Millions of you. The company says these changes will likely affect 110 million Americans whose credit scores will either go up or down. 80 million of you are likely to see changes of 20 points or more. Up or down? I mean, we just don't know. Mark Anderson is here. He is with Trade Guardian. He does all things to help your credit, to get you to a point where you can buy a house. Mark, what's going on? Why is FICO doing this? I mean, didn't they have a good little racket going already?
Well, they update. I mean, I think they're on like the FICO. I was just telling you before, like FICO 9 or FICO 10. It's just the new algorithms. It's new data that's being brought into the reporting of the reports that they have to include. That is just how
would they
ever-changing.
say it was more accurate now?
That's how they would twist it.
So in other words, the information that you had last month was not accurate.
Yes, I could safe to say you'd be surprised that about 75% of all credit reports are inaccurate.
So here's according to this report anyway, it says one reason that they're changing it is that the credit scores for U.S. consumers have been creeping up since 2009, reaching an average of 706. So these bastards have come in and said,
your score's too high.
You Americans are doing too well. Your scores are going way too high. We're going to change the algorithm to make it harder for you to get a decent score. I mean, that's kind of what I'm hearing now. I mean, have you seen any big changes? Do you think they're really going up and down? I mean, what's going on?
Well, that is a long Experian came out with this a little while ago, and I've been kind of preaching this for some time, is this stuff called alternative data. And that is where people are taking in like their cell phone bills, their insurance payments, utility bills, rent payments, and things like that. And they're now being added into credit reports, and even to the extent of your retirement accounts, life insurance, and things like that, to show a full profile of what you are as a consumer. You will soon see that be everywhere.
So I've got more people here who have perfect credit scores and how they got there. Mark, you let me know if these are good or bad ideas, okay? So we got this lady in Athens, Georgia. It's where the University of Georgia is, right outside of Atlanta. Her name is Brenda Vaughn. She has 6 credit cards, including 3 regular general use credit cards and 3 retail store credit cards. Do you think that the credit bureaus see these differently, or is it all just credit?
They look at them as just credit.
So whether it's Victoria's Secret like Mick has or Amex, it's the same thing?
It's a charge card.
Gotcha.
Yeah, to jump on that point, I have a GameStop credit card, and it's through Comenity Bank. Perfect. So they're the ones that are always calling me.
So it's really just credit. Credit is credit is credit.
There's a chart. Yeah, exactly. Charge card, personal loans. Differences, you know what I mean? But those are all charge cards.
She has a 25-year credit history. What does that have to do with anything? Why do they care how long I've had a credit history?
That good long length in credit history, the good score, obviously will bring your score up, your average.
She has a mortgage loan with a balance. What does having a mortgage do to my credit?
Well, if you have a balance and you're paying it on time, that is going to be a good thing, but it will also offset debt-to-income ratio. So if you have a large balance with, a high mortgage with a large balance, you could see your score be lower than if you had it paid off. And now also it's not an asset.
She has also borrowed money to purchase her vehicles. Is that a good idea? Am I showing, the guy can pay his car note, he's doing well?
Well, if you don't need to lend and borrow, if you don't need to borrow money, then I necessarily wouldn't. But if you do, and most people do have loans on their vehicles, just make sure that you're paying them on time and you don't want to get behind. Stick in an extra payment, at least every 6 months, if you're able to stick in an extra payment there, I absolutely would, just to start bringing down the...
That really helps.
Oh, for sure.
The balance goes down.
So she's 44 years old and says she still has the first credit card that she opened when she was 19, which helps with that credit history that you're talking about.
Absolutely. That's
So I
amazing.
think the key is, even if you were trying to not use credit cards, instead of canceling them, maybe we just kind of rip them up a little bit. But you don't want to get rid of the card that you got when you were 18 that's
No.
giving you a long credit history.
Exactly. It's a good length. You have a credit. If you've had a credit card for 20 years and you had perfect payment history on it, that is amazing. That's like having an A+ on your school report card from day one.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
She said
so she's not making a lot of money then, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't have her actual income here, but I think she's doing okay. But she also says that when she was 19 or 20, she missed a few payments on this card, but then later got caught up, and that she hasn't missed a payment in 15 years. So, after 15 years, I think those negative marks are wiped out. Like, how long normally before a negative payment would be wiped away? Any idea?
Well, it depends on the status of the account, of course, but usually they're not reflecting, usually after about 4 years, 3 to 4 years, depending, that they're not going to start reflecting. And usually at any time that I run into someone that if they've had the account for a long time and they've had some tarnishes on them, just a goodwill, a good faith request of, hey, can you just remove those or update it to payment on time? And a lot of times they will, believe it or not.
Mark Anderson is here. His company is Trade Guardian. If you need to get that credit up, he is the man to call. All right, so what's the best way to reach out, and what's the best way that I can go to find my accurate credit score?
Sure, you can go right to the web to creditreport.support, and there you'll be able to pull your reports and everything and see everything right there.
How much does that cost?
It's going to be $1 verification, just like you would to change your address at the post office, but it is refundable.
Okay.
All right. Jim Drosky, 51, out of Illinois, has an 850 credit score. Let's see what he's doing right. And do you see do a lot of people have 850s? I don't meet them, but I do.
They're there periodically, but in my industry, you don't really run into too many 850s.
Yeah, they're not getting their
And
credit
that's
score.
until we're done.
Yeah.
Once we're done.
Right, there you go. So Jim has 9 credit cards, but he had $7,720 of a balance on these credit cards, which, seems maybe a little bit high, but here's the kicker with him. He has available balance of $88,000. So he's using $7,000,
So
has
that's not
$88,000, which I guess is also pretty good for his utilization. That's like, what, 9% or something like that. And his credit history is 32 years.
That's beautiful.
So that's good. You can leave some balances there.
Absolutely.
As long as it's under 10, 20%, you should be okay, right?
20%.
What if you switch credit cards?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, so I started with a Capital One.
Sure.
I let it go, or I just can't, shut it down and got something else.
Well, you're going to want to have more than one. The most people are looking about 4 revolving account credit cards, and then you're going to want to have, typically, building credit. You'd want to have some sort of installment loan, mortgage, car payment, things like that. But for credit cards, you should probably have around
let's
4.
say I start with a Capital One. I have it for 5 years.
Sure.
So that's 5 years of history.
Yeah.
I was good, and I've just paid it off, and because I got a better deal.
Okay.
And went to, say, Discover.
Okay.
And continue that one on for 10 years. Shouldn't my history should be 15 years, right?
Well, it will. It will keep on extending.
So
Go
you
for
don't
it.
have to keep that card.
No, you do not have to. Nope. One good thing is if you're getting continually better offers, there's nothing going against contacting your credit card or your bank that you have and said, hey, what are your competing offers or what are your current sponsored offers right now? There's a lot of people that take balances and roll them from one card into another one that's a 0% interest and 0 transfers. It's very wise in moving your balances over so you pay less fees, no interest for years and years and years. Very smart way to use a great credit score to actually make money.
So this guy, Jim Drosky, says he is very steadfast about what he will charge. I only use credit for bigger purchases that cannot reasonably be paid for in cash. I do not charge for points, and I always pay much more than the minimum payment at the end of the month. So, what about that? If we're just making minimum payments, how's our credit going to react?
That's well. First off, you're going to have this debt go on forever. You're going to pay a massive amount of interest, and it's really going to kill your bank account. So you're always going to want to pay more than the minimum balance. Paying the minimum balance is not targeted to remove the debt. It's meant to keep it out of collections. That is really what the minimum payment is.
All right, I promise. Just one more, and we'll get off these jackasses with 850 credit scores, all right? So this guy, John Olsheimer, Atlanta, Georgia, he's 48 years old, Also has a perfect credit score. He says his big advantage is he's kind of old, quote unquote. Yeah, 22 years. So I mean that does help your history.
Absolutely.
22 years of good history. He says I have 13 credit cards and a total of 19 accounts active and inactive. As of last month, I carried a total of $10,000 on those cards, but a total credit capacity of $133,000.
Right.
For a utilization rate of 7%. And more and more, it seems like this whole utilization rate's a pretty big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, is that maybe the biggest deal other than timely payments?
Yeah, history and utilization is about the 35% of your scoring for sure.
I pay my cards in full each month and have never carried a balance other than above $10,000. The beauty is I never have to pay any big interest, anything like that. So he also says I learned about my credit from my years working for Equifax and FICO.
Oh, no kidding.
So that's I mean that's cheating in some ways, Jim.
Yeah. So I had a question when it came. We were talking about the minimum payment. Now you said you don't want to be doing minimum payment because of the fact it's just going to continue to grow and roll over and over.
Sure.
But a minimum payment when it comes to actually making a payment, is that better to, let's say, I can only pay that $25, whatever my minimum payment. Is it better just to drop that down to keep that record of having a payment every time?
Right. So you, and worst case scenario, pay the minimum payment that will at least keep your card current and in good standing. You have to do that.
Maybe pay $1 extra. $25
I mean, the dollar isn't going to necessarily make the difference.
I know,
it's just
it's a good faith
it's
gesture.
keeping it in good standing and keeping it current. That's what you.
So that'll continue helping your credit though, showing that you are making payments on time, even though
correct.
They're not seeing that it's any more than just the minimum payment on there. Or now, if I have the ability more than the minimum payment, is that showing better on my credit side? To them, can they see that I'm paying more than it each time or anything like that?
Right, so your credit score will actually go up if, say, instead of making the minimum payment, so you keep the card current, which is good. You should go, positive points. But then all of a sudden you pay more on it, which opens up your credit utilization. So now you have more available credit, and now your points will go up as well.
321-339-1055. So the steps that I see here are what factors really weigh the most. It looks like number one is your on-time payments, and it says maybe up to 35% of your credit score comes from paying on time, right?
Payment history.
And I mean, you can understand why that's important. They want to see that you're paying
Absolutely.
your bills. It makes sense.
That's your 25 years of good payments.
What happens if, for whatever reason, I have something on auto pay and Bank of America checking account, something happens to it, it's not my fault at all. Can you ever correct that? Can you go back and fix it?
Sure, yeah. Actually, you can dispute inaccuracies. Absolutely. That's one of the things we do at Trade Guardian.
And number two, it says 30% of your score is made up by your credit utilization, which we've been talking about. You don't want to max these things out.
No, do not do that.
Because number one, you have maxed out cards. Number two, because it screws up your credit if you max these things out. That's just all there is to it.
Absolutely.
15% is your length of credit history.
Yes.
Next factor is the kind of credit that you have. Makes up 10%. Well, it feels like Iron Chef to me. You ever watch Iron Chef?
Iron Chef.
We got 10% for plating, another 20% for taste.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like, and it's almost a subjective.
It's a
I don't like salt. I like my food not real salty. That's what it seems like.
Taste tester there.
Jeez. New credit makes up another 10% of your score. So I think this is the old analogy of, if you're looking to get a mortgage, you don't want to go shop around and get your credit pulled 20 different times or something. Is that true?
Well, you're going to have to if you're doing any type of financing, whether it's a car or a mortgage. And what it is during that time, this 30-day grace period, it's to let other lenders know that, hey, this is your shopping. Your credit is going to be pulled, but it is going to affect it. They just don't hold it against you, and they're not supposed to hold it against you during that time.
Mark Anderson, Trade Guardian. If you want to talk to him, free consultation to figure out how he can help increase your credit score. If you have some debt you want to try to settle, the phone number, 407-807-0753. If you want to check your credit score and get an accurate score, Mark, what is the website?
It is creditreport.com. bike.support.
And don't forget, this Thursday, it's Bike Night with Shannon Burke at Porky's Original Barbecue in downtown Apopka, 256 East Main Street from 7 to 9. Fellow bike enthusiasts will be there, and excellent food, of course.
$2 beers.
And $2 beers. If there's any left by the time Mick Dolan gets done with it.
Right after the show tomorrow, you know where I'm going.
Any questions? 321-339-1055. Stick around. It's Justin Clark on the Florida Man Radio Network.
You're listening to You Have Power Radio with attorney Justin Clark. Dangerous conversation.
I'm washing my hands more than I did before. I mean, I did wash my hands. Don't, come on. But
I didn't say anything.
I'm doing it more often.
You sure you weren't patient zero since you like to wash your hands?
Yeah, we're going to open the door, and guys in hazmat suits are going to be standing right out there, and they're going to go, take all your clothes off, and we're going to spray you down.
Dangerous conversation. Weekdays starting at 10 a.m. Unfiltered, unafraid. Florida Man Radio.
Are you a business owner? First of all, thanks for listening. Hey, so if you want to find new customers, we can help on Orlando's newest radio station, WDYZ, Florida Man Radio, 105.5 and 660. Your ad could be featured right here in the morning with Bubba the Love Sponge, middays in Dangerous Conversation with Ledge, noon till 2 in the Ed Till Show, or in prime PM Drive during the Shannon Burke Show. We can create a custom campaign based on your goals and budget. Drive store traffic, engage new clients, develop more leads, boost website activation, and get your cash register to ring with new business. Radio gets results, and JVC Broadcasting is at the ready to help you take your business to the next level. For more information on increasing your success, visit our website at floridamanradio.com and click on the Advertise tab. Drive store traffic, engage new clients, develop more leads, boost website activation, and get your cash register to ring with new business. Let us help you grow your business.
Reach out today. Unfiltered, unafraid. FloridaManRadio.com. Click on the Advertise tab. Do it now.
2020 is a huge year for politics and a presidential election right around the corner. After a banner year in the stock market, do you know the 5 investments that you should be making right here in 2020? Is this a year to buy gold, tech stocks, or should you be moving to cash? Go to oxygenfinancial.com right now and get our free guide on the 5 investments you must own in your portfolio for 2020. Go to oxygenfinancial.com right now to get the free Oxygen Financial 2020 investment guide and get your portfolio to work harder for you this year.
Skip's Western Outfitters has been in the same location in downtown Osteen for 37 years. And Skip's has the world's largest indoor western city across from the Speedway in Daytona Beach. Speed Week is here, so now is the time to get suited up during Skip's huge Wrangler blowout sale. Wrangler stands for the true values of the West now and always, with a style for every hard-working, fun-loving cowboy. So whether you're comfortable on a horse, relaxing on the front porch, or cutting up the dance floor, head to Skip's Western Outfitters. Find a shirt or a pair of jeans from the Wrangler Cowboy Cut Collection and take advantage of the Speed Week blowout sale going on now. Save up to 40% on Wrangler today at Skip's Western Outfitters, downtown Osteen on State Road 415 and Doyle Road, I-4 exit 108, just 7 miles east, or the world's largest indoor western city in Daytona Beach in the Best Buy Plaza across from the Speedway and at skipsboots.com.
It's all about attitude and Skips. It's about attitude.
The famous Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Loaded with over a pound of meat and cheese. Get yours for just $10 for a limited time. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Ask for deals. Some crust types cost more. Prices and participation vary. 10 per order.
It's happening now. International Diamond Center's most spectacular Valentine's offer ever. Now through the 14th, when you buy any jewelry at IDC for $99 or more, you'll get a free box of chocolates from Maitland Chocolate Factory, a free dozen roses, and a free romantic dinner for one of the fabulous Talk of the Town restaurants. Think about it. Chocolates, dinner, and roses. All free when you spend just $99 or more. Guys, you can't miss out on this no-brainer of a deal. Plus, IDC has put together a remarkable collection of affordable Valentine's jewelry. Rings, bands, earrings, bracelets, so much to choose from, including all the popular new diamond pendants like you've seen on TV, with better quality diamonds for less than the national chain store prices. And listen, if you're getting engaged, you can get 36 months zero-interest financing on all loose diamonds, engagement rings, and wedding bands. 3 years, zero interest. She deserves the best. And the best is at IDC, with the most romantic gifts, plus a dozen roses, candies from Maitland, and dinner at a Talk of the Town restaurant at no charge. Exclusively at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations.
Florida Man is on the loose.
Join Shannon Burke for Florida Man Radio Bike Night this Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. at Porky's Original Barbecue in Apopka. $2 beers, great food, and win a limited edition Shannon Burke Florida Man Radio t-shirt.
For more info on where you can catch Florida Man, log on to FloridaManRadio.com and click the events tab. Florida Man is on the loose.
Visit Isuzu of Ocala for all your service and parts needs for your Isuzu trucks. We are here to serve you with extended service hours, a huge on-site parts inventory, and parts delivery to businesses anywhere in Central Florida. Visit IsuzuOcala.com or 352-840-0070.
Now, back to You Have Power Radio with Attorney Justin Clark.
Was that you, Kenny? Was that you voicing that spot?
Yeah, full cringe. Full cringe.
When'd you do that?
You said when?
Yeah.
Last week.
Sweet. You
Yeah.
sound good.
Yeah, try.
Who can we talk to about the heat in here? I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to complain.
Yeah.
But it's been going on long enough. How do we get the AC on? Is it this hot during Shannon's show? I know Shannon's the star of the station. But is it this hot?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, Jeff
Oh.
had me go lower it earlier.
So why can't we do that? Is it already shut off? And let me tell you something,
I
too.
got you right now.
At my law firm, same thing. Hot as hell in my office. Then I'd go to the lawyer's office next door, and it's 57 beautiful degrees.
57?
It's Heinz.
Jeez.
It's Heinz AC next door.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Kevin,
really?
what's up,
Okay.
brother? How are
57.
you? Kevin, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Hello, yes. So I had a question about, in reference to Credit Karma. I don't know if you can help me or not, but...
Well, yeah,
why
and you
is
can
it
also
that-
do your tax returns there. You can buy boats. You can do a lot of things on Credit Karma these days. But yeah, go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Well, the reason for my question is TransUnion and Equifax are usually the only two that they show on there.
And Mark Anderson is here too. He is with Trade Guardian. What they only shows 2 in Credit Karma.
Yes, Credit Karma is only going to show you 2 reports on there. It's unfortunate, but yes, you would have to either go to Experian Direct or you would have to go and get your credit bill. If you went to the creditreport.support, you're going to see all 3 of them right there. But unfortunately, Credit Karma is only 2.
Yeah, creditreport.support.
Correct. Yes,
and that shows
that'll be all 3 of them.
My reason for calling is wondering why, with the credit scores they are, why do each company or each organization have a different credit score monitoring system for your credit?
Sure. No, that's a great question. So we look at this as the credit bureaus are 3 independent credit reporting private companies. So depending on which companies that they're using, utilities companies, each one of them are reporting differently. So for example, let's say your car payment may be reported to Experian, but not to TransUnion. So they're going to have different reports on you, hence there'll be different scores. So they generally try to stay pretty close together. You may see a 15 to a 20 point difference from being high to low, but they are actually going to have 3 separate reporting identification. You'll see companies that will report on all 3, but they are different.
Now, I did notice that one of the organizations is trying to get you to sign up with their organization, and you can actually pay your rent through them and pay your utilities, and that helps your credit score?
Well, for example, like there's self-reporting where you can report your own utilities and rent. But yes, there's actually companies out there that you can have your rent reported, which is called alternative data. And yes, that does add on to your credit profile, and you'll now your score would be going up. Absolutely.
Great. That's all I needed to know.
Sweet.
That's
Hey,
great.
thanks for the call, brother. We'll talk to you soon. PR Joe wants to know, why does it hurt your credit to pull it?
Sure. So, there's 2 different types of pulling. There's the hard pull, and then there is a soft pulling of your credit. So a hard pull is when a lender is pulling your credit for the reason of giving you some sort of financing. That is going to sit on your credit for 2 years, and it can affect your credit in a negative way. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of hard inquiries, you're going to see your score going down 1 or 2. You won't see maybe a 1 or 2 point difference. Soft pull is something that maybe you checked your own credit, or something like a utilities company or something like that, or insurance, checking it just to see your score so they can give you a policy or something like that.
Kenny, welcome to the show. He's putting his headphones on now. We have 4 minutes remaining. And he's putting his
He is
headphones
getting that radio professionalism done.
I thought we had someone on the phone. And
well, yeah. As soon as they hung up, you grabbed your head. It's okay, buddy.
No, I don't like hearing my own voice.
No, come on.
He did turn the air conditioning down.
Oh yeah, good job.
Can you
what do you
feel
have,
it? Dude?
Yeah,
so
it feels better.
earlier, Jeff's like, put it to 65.
Yeah.
Like, not to be greedy, but just to kind of boost it up in here a little, right?
Right.
I go back over right now. Some schmuck put it back up to 73.
I wonder if it automatically does
think
that
it
at a
does.
certain
I
time,
think it
probably.
does. I think it
because
does.
so we're in this radio station's in one of these big buildings in Maitland, or big corporate type offices, kind of like my law firm is in. And they will shut them down at 6 because they don't want to spend money on air conditioning, of course. And I think that's what happens. I think we need to go out right before we start the show and go out there and try to turn that damn thing down.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that we just have an entire glass wall that the sun's shining through, so this place is warm.
Yeah, and we have a new show starting after us here pretty soon. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't say
No, it
anything.
is going to happen.
Bring
I don't know.
fans.
I didn't say anything at all. 321-339-1055. Check your credit score. Because if you're trying to buy a house or even a car or even if you want a credit card, you need a decent credit score. And there's so many ways that you can have Mark Anderson help you increase that score. He is the owner of Trade Guardian. Mark, what can you do for me?
Absolutely. So what my program is a 60, 90-day advanced credit restoration credit counseling program. So right initially, I'm targeting all negative and inaccurate items on there and getting them removed. I mean, averagely, I have about 73% removals in the first 60 days. That's a proven results that I can show day in and day out. And we're going to go after repossessions, charge-off accounts, late payments, bankruptcies, any type of collections. And usually when we're filing out about 90 days, 120 days, you should be in a great position of everything being removed. After that, we start targeting on the building things, credit cards, things like that we need to build your credit.
Good job tonight. Phone number, website. How do I find you?
You can go to mytradeguardian.com, and you can also give us a call at 407-807-0753.
And you can find Mark also on CBS television.
He's
next
got a
Saturday
TV show?
I do.
With me.
Me and
And
Justin
not this
here.
Saturday, but next at 7:30 p.m., of course. Now, I'm so excited about something else next Saturday. Kenny, please, what is next Saturday? I can't wait. Wekiva
Next
Island.
Saturday at Wekiva Island is the Spelling Bee, hosted by Florida Man Radio's own Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson.
Bubba!
And
can't
all
spell his own
participants,
name.
first drinks on the house. The winner of the overall contest gets free Bud Light for a year. And second place runner-up gets a $100 gift card for Wekiva Island. So come on down, have some fun with us.
And that's not only Bud Light, that's Bud Light Seltzer,
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
yes, of course.
So
Thank
if you're
heavens.
going out there and you want to spill and then have a leaner year of out there drinking for the rest of the year, they got that seltzer out there for you, too.
Oh, fantastic.
I on my way here, I decided I was not going to buy candy. I always stop at 7-Eleven. I'm not going to buy candy today. I'm going to get some nuts. And I was like, but I'm going to look at the calories. These
Worse.
nuts, I'm better off having the
They're worse.
Swedish fish, pal. You know what I mean?
But they're solid calories.
Oh, yeah, I guess
sure,
so. Good
sure.
point.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, tomorrow night, it is Bike Night with Shannon Burke at Porky's Original Barbecue, downtown Apopka, 256 East Main Street, 7 o'clock to 9.
Now, we're going to take off right after the show.
I'm
We're
definitely
headed
going to
that
try to head down there. We got some Shannon Burke T-shirts to give away. A lot of bikers will be out there. The best barbecue in town, as you already know, but also the $2 beers. And these aren't going to be like little thumbnail $2 beers either.
No.
We're talking about real beers.
Maybe it's Pabst.
it's gonna be bikers there, so it better be real beers.
Really?
Really, for only $2. Good job tonight, guys.
Thank you
Mark,
very much.
good job, buddy. EC, how do I find you?
At the Eric Stacy, STEACY on Twitter. The Kenny.
Ladies only, you can find me on Instagram, Kenny the Penny with underscores in between.
Yep. Mick Dolan?
Mick D FMR.
And Mark Anderson, one more time. Phone number to fix your credit is
407-807-0753.
If you miss anything tonight, you can always watch the show at You Have Power Radio. Don't forget to tune back in tomorrow morning from 6 to 10 for Bubba the Love Sponge. Scott Ledger takes over from 10 until noon, and Crazy Ed Till will be here from noon to 2. And I follow my man, the star of the station, Shannon Burke, who's here from 2 o'clock until 6. Mick Dolan, I don't know much. but I do know one little teeny tiny thing.
What would
I'll
that be?
see you right back here again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. on the Florida Man